Good morning, everybody. This is Richard back at you. Busy here at the shop, always. We got Miss Teresa on the camera, always doing a fabulous job for us. We got Miss Annie hanging out, protecting the shop. You know how it goes. Well, anyway, we got Nate's 3 of 13 GMC in the house, 6L80 tranny. You'll see our earlier video, it had no codes in it. The computer for any type of tranny problems or engine problems. But this thing has multiple problems. Jumping out of gear, not shifting properly, a lot of metal in the pan. Fluid, bad. We always stress maintenance. But when they fail, they fail. There's not a lot of maintenance going to help after the fact.
Nope.
So this is a 4-wheel drive unit. We have our adapter here. If you look here on the back, we have a seal and we have 2 plugs. If you have a 2-wheel drive, you will not have plugs here and you will not have a seal here. So you got to make sure if you're going to swap this case over to a 2-wheel drive case, you're going to have to remove these plugs out of here and leave the seal out. That way the bushing in the back where the drive shaft yoke goes gets lubrication. So factory torque converter, the JMBX, that's how you're going to identify it. Now we do have a B&I heavy duty converter. You'll see here how they have it marked here, JMBX HD. Even on the box when you get it from them, it'll state right there, JMBX HD. Awesome company out of Oklahoma, been using them for a lifetime, I'm telling you. And also, like I said, they do put the billet back here on the back. A lot better lugs, everything, bolts to the flywheel, really nice unit. So if y'all need anything, go grab one from them guys, because I tell you, they do really good work. As for Bill, James, anybody over there will help you out. Floyd, yep. You can see the difference in the anchor, how it's welded on. These crack around here. You can see what the oil looks like right there.
It smells a little bit too.
I thought, let me grab a screwdriver really quick. I thought I brought it over here. Found all my stuff. Now remember, I'm R&R in and out, rebuilding the tranny. Miss Teresa's helping any way she can. And we got a really good team thing going on here, guys. I kind of like it better that way. I'm more personal with it. I get to really see what's going on. If I see anything, I can correct it. And
yeah, but there's just one problem with this picture.
What is that?
I can help you out here, but you can't help me in the house.
No, it don't work very good.
No,
I'm learning how to wash dishes, though.
Yes, you are doing okay.
I'm doing that really good. So my hands hurt so bad all the time. Just getting them in that hot water helps a lot. So I kind of picked up on washing the dishes. So we're gonna get this lockup O-ring off here really quick. Nice and brittle. Look at it, hard as a rock.
It just broke.
Yeah, it's so flat here. You can see how flat it looks. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no roundness to it at all. So that could cause converter clutch issues right there. Now on this front seal right here, we do have a snap ring that physically holds that seal in. I'll go ahead and take that out for you real quick to show you. Seal comes out really easy. I push it in with my thumb. That's how easy that seal goes in there. No sealant or anything. Just push it in with your thumb, put your snap ring back in. Don't leave this out. You'll be in big trouble the more you fired it up, probably. Now this one here, being an early model, did not have a cooler bypass block right here. It does have a cooler on the front of the tranny, or on the front of the vehicle though. My little plugs I keep.
Yeah, which we shoved in that on the video yesterday.
On the other video.
And we're going to change that out.
Mm-hmm. Now we are going back with a new bell housing, GM only, and these little seals right here you will have to put in there. I'll show you here in a second on the valve body, or the bell housing and pump stator over there.
I think that has a little bit of a smell.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
It really does.
Now we are going to put a drain plug in this pan for this gentleman so he can do a service at home.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of metal.
Yeah, see all that metal hit? Look at this.
Oh, I see.
All that's metal. All that's metal. Magnet.
Yeah.
A lot of metal. But actually, a YouTuber come back and told me to use a O2 sensor bung weld in there, and it comes with a plug. Some of them come with a plug and a little brass washer. He said it works out fabulous. So I actually have some over there in the drawer because we do that stuff. So that's a really good idea. I never thought about putting a O2 bung in the pan for a drain.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
the filter's just totally black in there. Normally that material's yellow.
It does smell.
It does have a smell. That ought to burn really good in my heater, in my clean burn heater over there. Now normally you would to get the plug out right here that your harness plugs into. I've already taken it out because I had an issue unplugging the harness, and I wanted to get it out and work with it over here without trying to work with it here. So I went and just took the pan off, lifted this up, and pulled the whole plug and connector out. So it's actually over there. I've already got it PB blasted and got all the dirt and sand and grind out of it where I could physically turn it and unplug it. So I got that part repaired. So sometimes you got to do that. If you try to work it here, you'll end up destroying everything. You want to unlock this plug right there. Just push it over. You can push that little piece right there. Unplug it. If you notice here, there's a little metal bracket right here that holds it to the valve body. Keeps the wire from flopping around. Even kind of anchors in here. You can see the little clip right there. Holds that down in there. We're looking here. Get our T-tent linkage off. Put you here, go click click when you move your shifter. Pretty simple. I'm gonna lay all that stuff over there this time. Keep it out of that metal in the pan. There's a 10 here. We have our inverted Torx, is what I call it. See that? Now if you notice here, this little lever right here sets down in here right there. That way it moves. This tells the lights and everything in the dash what to do, stuff like that. Tells the computer what gear you got it commanded. So you want to make sure you put that in there before you tighten it down. Pretty simple. Set it aside where it don't get broke. Now you're going to go for the inverted bolts. Look for them all here. See any more, Teresa? Gotta look really close.
Those are really weird.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's fluid on some of them, so I
That's
can't
what I'm
really
saying. See, you really
tell.
can't tell, huh? Of course, I only got one contact in again. I had teeth surgery at the dentist, so I only got one contact in, so I really can't see very well. But I believe that's it. Now, these do have dowels right here. You can see it here, one here, and then here. These set in these here, so you do kind of have to pop it off to get it out of there. And then you have your valve body to pump stator seals here, like that. If you look at these here, look how bad they're trying to blow out though. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
See how they're trying to blow out?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen that before.
Now these here, if you look here too, these ain't trying to blow out or anything like those other ones are. This training's been severely hot. That's why the fluid looks like it does. That little tiny cooler they got on the front of this thing is a joke, unfortunately.
Is that like a dealer thing?
Yeah, that's just factory. That little tiny, I mean, it's like this big.
Yeah.
Little bitty thing. We got a 1404 that we're going to put on it, a Hayden. So, got your speed sensors here. You come over here and push on that right there. Unplug it, pull it out. Come on. Get out of there. These gloves are a little bit slipperier than my other ones. Unplug that. You're going to have two 8mm bolts right here on the side. And what these two do is they actually pull tip them all the way over to this side. And don't tighten them. These will be the last two I tighten down right here after I get all this torque. But I use these to pull it over. That way it's flush. And then torque it, tighten the rest of them down. So you got two 8s right there. You got your 10s. You got your 7s. I say now this is an early model. Like I say, you can just put these bolts like in a pile. You can kind of separate them if you've never done one of these units before. Now they do have a filter system right here. This plate, well, you can change it out. It comes in your overhaul kits. But if you look here, how these ones in the front here always get the metal. The other ones, they get a little bit, but it's always going to be these here that's usually blowed completely out. Let me pull this out of there. There you go. A lot of times you can just, this one here will be just blowed plumb out. It'll suck at the screen all the way in. It's not yet, but
You can see kind of an indent.
mm-hmm, like an indent trying to pull it through. Mm-hmm. Of course, all of your pillow switches, your overhaul kit will come with them. You can change these rubbers out here, and then all these are little micro switches here. They'll click when you push on them. Little tiny. So there was no codes in here for this unit at all. So that's a plus there. Don't you love the sound of the air, Teresa?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's such old school stuff right there, but it's music to my ears. The electric one's too quiet. They don't even sing Dixie.
Yeah.
I bet they could have put 3 or 4 more down through there, I bet you. These bolts are all the same length. Throw them over in another pile if you're not familiar with them. And then you're going to take a screwdriver and kind of pry in here, like that. Because these are doweled too, so you got to kind of get them to come apart. There you go. Of course, I flipped it over with all the balls on this side, so you can see them all on the plate. I can do it over here like this. You can just take and put them back in there. You got these two here that go in these troughs. Got this one here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be 7 of them. Did I lose one somewhere? I didn't see it neither, so it could have been eaten up one time or another. Or I definitely don't see that check ball. So, well, anyway, no check balls. Something's missing, or they. I don't. This can't tell if it's been painted before. It don't look like it. I want to look at this little hole right through here. See if I can find it and see if it's beat shut. Find that little hole. Hard to remember where that little dude's at. There it is, right there. Okay, see that little hole right there? How tiny that hole is? And if you notice that the machine that made it put an indentation all the way around the hole and almost plugged the hole back up. See that hole right there?
Yep.
So you definitely want to go in and drill that hole to about 25 to 30 thousandths will be fine. But you can see if any piece of trash gets in there, it'll plug that hole up so easy. So that's something you want to do on every one of them. I'm not sure exactly what code that will cause, but I know it'll cause something later on down the line. We're going to be putting all the Sonex zip kit in this valve body here. Going to be putting a lot of Transgo stuff in here. All the check balls here. Should be one here too. That's why I'm missing one. If I find it, but I didn't see it fall out or anything. Oh, there it is.
There
Okay.
it is, right there.
Look at there. There you go. I knew it was there. But you never know, because these trannies are capable of eating the check balls. So this oil will burn good in the clean burn, huh, Teresa?
Sure will.
See if we can check some of these real quick.
Well, I don't like that idea at all.
I'll just try to, if I can get that in there. That one won't reach. This one might not neither. See here our lower reverse clutch move right there. Excuse me, that's our 2.6 clutch, I'm sorry. Low reverse. Low reverse again. You can see it right here. So you can see it again right there. It's going to be your lube and then your 2.6 clutch right here on the top. Now these do have a bleed orifice on the back side of the support there that does bleed off, so they're not going to just hold air. They'll slowly come off some of them. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll get put all over us if I charge that. And I don't want to get Teresa all dirty.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I figured you would. I got them all. A little snug. Hope everybody's having a fabulous New Year. We are.
Hopefully nobody, well, yeah, we're having a fabulous New Year. I mean, I'm not enjoying the wind and stuff that we're getting.
No,
I
we
would
just
have
had.
enjoyed more snow than what we got yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. We just had major hurricane come through here yesterday.
Yeah. They said it's going to be breezy. I said, no, that's a land hurricane.
I always put this on here. got a hole in this glove already. I was doing a rear end with this, so this thing's probably going to be all jacked up. But what we can do here, we can come in here and zero this out. That's loose. Tighten that real quick. Excuse me. There we go. We got it on 0 now. And basically we're just going to check our 3rd, 5th, 5th, and reverse clutch.
Which side do you want me on?
Huh? Either way, you can look at it. You can come on this side if you want to.
This side.
Yeah, that way the oil don't blow that way on you. See that? Kind of let it relax. Let's see what we got in here. About a 57 thousandths on that one there. You always got to let it relax and come back. It does have a wave plate in there. So that's our 3rd, 5th, and reverse clutch clearance right there. Take this off. Now you remember on these here, the snap ring has to go in a certain spot. There is no snap ring groove in this lug right here, so you cannot put it like that. It has to go in the opening, like that.
Okay, changing sides.
Okay. Get this out of here. Of course, you have this big stand that sets down in there. Then you have your wave. It can go either direction. And then you have your clutches and steels. Snap rings are selective. That's how you'll set your clearances in your clutch packs. And then we can come in here, set this back on there. And then we can come in here and check our 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch. We'll set it at 0. Just give you a general idea. You can come over here and look at it. This is going to be our 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch. I always like to kind of let it set there for a second. What's moving on me? It's sliding. Oh, it's turning on me. That's what it's doing. I'm sorry. You want to get that pretty much straight up and down as you can. That's got a lot of clearance in that drum there. 75 thousandths. That's a lot of clearance. So, if you don't have a book, your overhaul kit with TranStar will come with clutch specifications and stuff like that. So, if you want to get your clutch pack clearances. Now, these snap rings are selective too. This one here is, and also, if you notice, there's no snap ring groove right here for it, so it has to go in the opening. Clutches are getting really thin. You have another wave. It can go in any direction. I always like to keep the non-snap ring groove like that right there. I like to kind of keep it in the middle of the wave. See what I'm saying? It's in the middle. Selective again to get your clutch clearances right. That won't work. I think I need a socket on the end of the extension.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you lose it?
I guess so. Let me go grab it.
Easy.
I need to go get some of my tools warranted. Trying to get the guys to come out here. A little different. I broke a wobble the other day that I need to get warranted. Really nice tool there. Just made it out of a piece of nothing. But it works really good. These are different bolts from any other bolt in the tranny, so you can see the long shank right here, short threads. So you want to be careful. That's all in there. You have your pump stator here. If you notice, this is doweled. It's got a dowel pin right here that does go in here, so you can't get it really mixed up. Now when you put your bolts in, this will still move around. We have a pump alignment tool that physically goes around that to align it. Come on. There we go. Once you get it in there with the bolts out, it will barely move. But still, I like to tighten this down. Once you tighten it down, you still get a little bit of movement, see? So what I do is I try to move it, put it in the middle, about like that, and then tighten that down. That'll be perfect. Torque it down, then move your pump alignment tool. Of course, you can see here it just wiped the pump plumb out. Pump stator's rutted all the way around. I mean, you can just feel all that.
Oh yeah.
From here to here. From here to here, you have suction on this side, your filter, and you have pressure on this side. I got my thumb stuck in there. I'm gonna have to chop it off for a second. Of course, you have your boost valve here, your lockup valves and stuff in the stator. We only use new AC Delco pump bodies and pump stators. If you send these off and have them machined, where this is brand new here, it's brand new down in here, if they don't address all the wear in the pump stator, you're going to have to do that when you get it back. And we're just not, we have reamers from Sonex to do all that type of stuff, but as long as we can buy new, we're still going to buy new, and we have plenty of new upstairs. So we're going to keep these around for the day, you know, but it's time for us to start doing rebuilt or something. But right now we're still able to get some new ones. I got a really good guy at Transtar takes care of us, huh, Teresa?
Yeah.
Get that out of there. There we go. Really shocked that that valve looks that good. Normally the end of it's all ate off. Really impressed there. Of course, we'll be putting a complete zip kit in this, so get rid of all of that. Little tiny hole there. Is that a little tiny hole?
Yep.
That way, if you use this stuff back, you want to definitely make sure you clean all them little holes out and stuff. But even though we're putting brand new in, we're still going to be putting the zip kit in the stator. Everything we can put in this tranny, we're going to be putting in this unit. That way we don't have wear later on down the road with the cheap stuff that's in there from the factory. So we're going to definitely do an upgrade. Curious to see what this looks like down here too. It's trashed. You know, the bluing still looks decent on the pump slide. You can see some wear starting to thinning it out a little bit. Converter possibly could have been shimmed a little bit. You can see it's just about half of the lug on the rotor it's catching, so you could have shimmed that a little bit. And we have our pivot pin here. If you want to look for any type of wear. If you look here, here's the new one. You can see at the end of it looks like this little spring, you can get that off there and you clip it back on here. So you always want to replace them. You can see here, or you can just see all the metal. Look at all the metal in there, Teresa. All that metal inside that, just in the pump.
Yeah.
All this right here is wiped out. Like I said, the new bell housing will come with a new bushing already in it. You'll have to put your seal. You'll have to change your plug here where you put your pressure gauge, and then of course you'll have to take your vent tube off and then move it over too. Which I didn't show in my earlier video. When I was taking it out, I noticed that fluid was coming out of the vent tube anyway, so just wanted to throw that in there. This is all cracked up, so we want to replace that too. That just shoved on there really far.
We're on low power mode.
Huh?
Low power mode.
Are we really?
You didn't charge your phone?
I didn't charge my phone. Oh my gosh. I'm hurrying. Camera's running down quick too. Of course, the Planet, you want to look at it really good. Make sure the gears don't move side to side a whole lot. Make sure there's no wobbling, pin discoloration, or anything like that. Of course, the sun gear too, you want to look here on both sides. Make sure there's no pitting or the gear could have run over a piece of metal. You have bearings, a thrust washer down in here. Just remember, if you have a bearing that has a lip coming out, 90% of the time the bushing is going to be sunk down in. So you got to watch that stuff. Let's see, I'll touch that now that doesn't touch that. I thought it touched something else. You just want to remember that. Of course, we have our 456 clutch here. We can come in here and let me find it real quick, get it plugged up. Plug one hole here on this side with my glove and blow in the other side with the air blower, and you can hold it to where it'll hold air actually. No leak. A lot of clearance though. A lot of clearance. Too late to put the pump back together. You can stick this down in your pump stator and air check it through the stator when it's all put together. And that's how I actually do it. I set my dial caliper up on there and do it again and check it by blowing through there to make the clutch apply. So that's a lot of clearance right there.
Oh yeah.
See what the clutch looks like. Oh yeah, it's starting to get really thin. Not a lot of material on them anymore. And you have another wave right here too. Got your 3 sealing rings. And we have a sizer that we use to put them on and take them off. Or not take them off, but to put them on and then shrink them down to size. You have a bushing right here. Okay, our bushing tool, different ones, a little shorty. Put that bushing in.
They just got so many cool tools.
They do have a lot of neat
Kind of
stuff.
like the Genesis little torque wrench, huh, babe? We
Oh
really
my
like
gosh.
that little torque wrench.
I got to
didn't
talk
we?
about this, guys.
We're
This is the
gonna
most
run out of batteries about that
craziest
today.
things. I'm glad you brought that up real quick. But anyway, I just had a bridge removed, and I had some
Anchors.
anchors put into my jawbone, 2 of them. And this guy brings out a torque wrench like this long, about the size of a pencil, and it clicks. I couldn't believe it. This guy gets it in there, then I hear him going click, 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 click. He said, man, you got some really good bone. It torqued up really nice. I'm going, is that what that was? I mean, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, but a little bitty torque wrench. Really cool what they have. It blew me away.
That was the main thing that he talked about when he came out. It was just pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. Have our hub here. If you look here, you got this bearing here. It's got 3 little tabs on it. That right there. So it's just like that. You cannot put the tabs down. They have to go up. And then you have this little snap ring and clutch in here. A lot of metal gets down in here. You want to clean all that out. You can see this piece here. It's got a little clutch on it. A lot of metal gets down in there. Very seldom ever see any wear in here though. Now this bearing race does pop off when you go to change your bearing. And if you look here, I talk about your bushings being recessed down inside just because of that right there. So you cannot put the bushing flush. All my bushing drivers, they will come with a recess if the bushing takes a recess. Starting shit. So same way here with this bushing. Look how far it's down in there.
Yeah.
On a Scotch-Brite, anywhere there's a bushing running, you want to Scotch-Brite it up. Make sure it's really nice and smooth. Give it a little grooves for some oil to get back into instead of just being shiny. If you notice here too, this bushing right here is special. Looks like a golf ball. That's the only bushing in this Transit that looks like that. All the other ones will have 1 groove or 2 grooves. You want to watch that. Also look for any wear down the sides of these where clutches can dig into. If you get a lot of wear where the clutch is dug in, then that means every time the clutch moves, it pulls this back and forth because the clutch cannot slide in here. So you need to make sure that those grooves ain't in there. Of course, we have our famous snap ring that my shoulder don't like still. I got to be really careful with my shoulder still on stuff like this. Come on over there. That shoulder, it works good in certain ways, but there's just certain things you'll figure out after you've ever had one replaced that what you can't do. I mean, I don't have much movement to my left like this. This stops right there, so just trying to, I mean, it's totally different. You have to figure it out once you get to working it like I am. But anyway, we have our big old snap ring, flat on one side, bevel on the other. The bevel does go out. There's no really special place you can put it. I mean, I like to put them over here kind of like this. This one come out over here like this, so not much difference, I guess. This bushing here is flush. If you notice that, the bushing driver will put the bushing in flush. The lip on the bearing is on the outside, not on the inside, that keeps it centered. So if it had a centering bearing that goes in the center of the bushing would be incensed. If you look here, This bushing is incensed a little bit. It's not because it has to. It's just because when they put it in, they put it in that deep. But if you look here, this still has that lip on that bearing, but the bearing lip sets in the gear down there that keeps the bearing centered. It doesn't center the bearing by this piece up here. So, with this one here, the outer part of the bearing centers it. Okay. And we have our 2/6 clutch right here. Find my little holes right here. I set this up over on the bench over there, and I set my dial caliper back on here again, and then I check it the exact same way. Put my dial caliper on here, blow air through this port right here, and see what my clearances are. Okay. Now, when you do air, have little tiny weep holes in them, so you're not going to get a solid seal on all of them. See that come out? Good. Then that's your lube. See it come out there and there. So you can come over here and hold some of that stuff and make it stay though. Some of them cross over too. On your low reverse clutch, you got a couple pistons in there. This snap ring can go anywhere in the drum though. It's not designated because there's no snap ring groove for it. It can go anywhere in here. This snap ring also is selective. You have a wave. A lot of times this wave is broken. We keep them over there. It can go in any direction, doesn't matter. This is probably the biggest clutch in the whole unit. Then you have your low reverse clutch down here. I'm trying to go a little faster because Teresa said my battery's fixing to die on the phone. They say we've used our phones for a long time now because they work so well over a camera. It's unreal.
But he doesn't like to charge his phone for so much.
I'm on it a lot. Of course, you have your wave here again. It can go either direction. Then you have your low reverse clutch. A lot of your low reverse, see how dark that clutch looks? When you take a new one and soak it in fluid, it'll look that dark again. So this clutch is a dark clutch to start with. So. You have your lower Sprag assembly here. It does take a press to get that out. I had one come in here a while back. Somebody had it apart. And they didn't put that oil lube cover right there for your Sprag. Right there. They put that in and just laid it in there. I don't know how it survived and it didn't chew it all up. There you go. Now if you notice, this here does get scarred a little bit sometimes on this side here, but it never gets scarred on this side, so you can always turn that over and reuse it because this surface does not touch nothing. It touches the brass part of the Sprag. So this is, even though it looks the way it is, it's not bad, it's just scuffed up a little bit. But this looks beautiful on this side. You can flip it over and reuse this piece right here. You don't have to throw it away or find another one. So. Here again, I want to show you how this bushing down in here is incensed into the lower ring gear and output shaft. You can look here, here's the bearing, that's why. Because the support centers, or the ring gear and output shaft centers the bearing. So, you want to remember that. Get that back out of there. Of course, we have our famous Planetary, our famous lube dam that has to be taken off. What we do is I take a whiz wheel and I'll cut this along through here, and then I can pop it loose right here on the end and just pull this right off. It comes off really easy. Greg at Sonex showed how he uses some races and puts on here and distorts the bow right here, and it comes off real easy that way too. So, but there is so much metal behind here, guys, it has to come off. I mean, I don't care who you are, you cannot flush that Planet and get that metal out of there, because the way the oil comes in there and the way the metal gets in there are through some really tiny holes, and then it exits through the gears, through the pins in the gears. So if you try to clean that out, you got to force all that metal through the rollers of the gears and the pins, and you're not going to get that out of there, period. You can't clean it out. So I get the cover off, I put my pump on each pin, and I sit there and pump fluid through there and turn it and get all my gears cleaned out like that. That's the only way you can do it, and then put your new Sonex cover on there. Actually, I got it right here. I got one apart. I'll kind of show you. The oil is brought in through these holes right here to lube the pins for these gears. All the oil exits these here. But when you're cleaning this, all that metal is stuck in on the outer edges of here because it spins. It slings it out all into here. Like that. So when you go to try to clean that, the only way that metal is going to exit either out of that hole or through this pin where the lube oil goes through the pin to lubricate the roller and the bearings on these gears right here. And I take my pressure washer and I put it right here, pressurize that gear, and then I clean that. Get that all cleaned out good, and then I will put my Sonex cover on. Really nice, turns out good. So, well anyway guys, we got a lot of nice parts to put in this unit. We got our Sonex zip kit, our complete overhaul kit, bushing kit, pump gear kit, everything you can imagine we're going to put in this beauty. Our Hayden cooler, so I'm ready to go. I mean, I'm excited when I get them tore down, because when I get them tore down, I go straight into build mode, huh, Teresa?
Yep.
Right in the parts washer. Well, anyway, guys, we want to thank you for watching. Teresa's pointing at me saying the camera's going low. So, anyway, we love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you next time.